Welcome to the video lecture series for radiation shielding. So, is a radiation shielding is the heat transfer refers to use of materials or techniques to block or reduce the transfer of radiant energy between objects. Thermal radiation is one of three modes of heat transfer, along with conduction and convection, and it involves the emission of electromagnetic waves, primarily in the infrared spectrum from the surface of an object. And a key concept in radiation shielding for heat transfer is the thermal radiation. Its objects emit radiation, and depending on their temperature, higher temperature objects emit more radiant energy, and this energy can transfer heat to cooler objects in the surrounding environment. And its radiation shielding, the shields are placed between the heat source and the surroundings area to reduce the amount of radiation heat is transferred, and shielding can be accomplished by reflecting, absorbing, or scattering radiation. The shielding materials are in the common materials for radiation shielding in heat transfer include metals, it having a highly reflective surfaces that can reduce the transfer of radiant energy by reflecting the majority of it, and ceramics and insulating materials, and these materials have low emissivity and can absorb and reflect some of the radiant heat, and coatings, it is a special coating with low emissivity are often applied to surfaces to reduce radiation heat transfer. And this application is thermal management. Radiation shielding is critical in spacecraft, high temperature industrial furnaces, and reactors where thermal control is vital. And nuclear energy in the nuclear reactors, radiation shield not only black heat, but it also protect the against of the radiation. And this electronics thermal shielding is important in protecting sensitive components of overheating due to the temperature. And for this, the design consideration, it having a multiple shields using a multiple layers of shielding can significantly reduce the radiation heat transfer. Each layer absorbs some energy and reflects the rest. And its vacuum spaces, it have low spaces between shields can be effective because they prevent heat transfer by conduction and convection and leaving only radiation to the dealt with. By reducing radiation heat transfer, radiation shields help in maintaining safe and efficient operation in systems where excessive heat would otherwise cause damage and increases their efficiency. And the fundamental to radiation protection is to avoidance of those doing a simple productive measure of a time distance. It also used for the productivity of the method, and it also used to measure the occupational or emergency exposure for external radiation, and a personal dosimeter are used, and for internal dose due to incursion of radioactive contamination biopsy techniques are also applied. So I will reveal this radiation shielding concept, or we will focus upon the thermal radiation system, and it will be focused on the involves the emission of electromagnetic waves, and primary object used is infrared spectrum forum of an object. And the key concept is radiation shielding is objects emit radiation depending the their temperature, and shields are placed between the heat source and the surrounding area to reduce the amount of radiation, and the heat is transferred. Shielding can accomplished by reflecting, absorbing, or scattering on the radiation. And the ceramics insulating material are emissivity and can absorb and reflect some of the radiant heat. And radiation shielding is critical in spacecraft and high temperature industrial furnaces and reactors where thermal control is vital. And the nuclear energy in nuclear reactors, radiation shield not only block heat, but it also protect against the harmful ionizing electronics and other field sections also. Under the design consideration, the multiple shields used multiple layer of shielding can significantly reduce radiation heat transfer, and each layer absorbs some energy and reflects the rest. Now I will conclude this topic from the radiation shielding. I will hope about these small interactions about radiation shielding of in this heat transfer subjects will be implemented to the space application and other automobile and other including medical coding sections also. It will be help to monitoring the radiation to help maintaining the safe and efficient operation in our systems behavior. Thank you.